don't mind the transfer rumours much. I like the transfer rumours when we are being linked with players, not so much when players are being linked away from us. I guess it depends on who they are. I mean, if there's someone that's surplus to requirements, not a problem at all. Pedro Obiang, nice guy, decent enough player, wasn't too bothered. Perez, wasn't too bothered. It's fine. Declan Rice, a different matter. Now, I don't pay too much attention to the rumours, particularly the ones that just intermittently pop up. Man United are interested. Chelsea is not intermittent, but we understand what was the driving force behind the story. It's evaporated now, isn't it? I mean, number one, Tuchel's come in and Lampard's gone, which we do think was the main catalyst behind that. But also Chelsea are doing rather well at the moment. It looks like they're going to be in the final of the Champions League, may win the Champions League. Looks like they're going to finish 5th in the Premier League. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, but they're doing very, very well. So you would imagine that their need or their want or their desire for Declan Rice has lessened somewhat. And it appears from what I saw the other night that Kante is certainly not finished at Chelsea, not by a long stretch of the imagination. I don't mind those so much. The things that worry me more are Liverpool and Manchester City. Because I do think originally I didn't feel that either of those clubs needed Declan Rice. Now, if you go back to a season ago, pre-COVID, whatever you want, when Liverpool are rampant, I'm talking about European champions Liverpool, I'm talking about league, went on subsequently became the league champions. They had Fabinho in the middle, Jordan Henderson, Keita had done well. They've also brought in Thiago. I know Thiago's a different player to Rice, but inherently occupies the centre of the pitch, albeit a little bit further forward. I didn't feel that they were desperate for Declan Rice. In many respects, I felt Liverpool probably needed a striker to... Not Firmino. Yeah, Firmino. You always... Well, I say you always. I always get my Firminios and my Fabinhos mixed up. Which brings me on to someone else, which is Fernandinho. Not quite Dembele's, but they all sound very similar. Man City is a worry. And the worry is that this story... It's not that it won't go away. It's just sort of surfaced. And it's been like a machine gun over the last couple of days. It's everywhere. Pep Guardiola is interested in Declan Rice. And for this one, because of Fernandinho being 36, which makes him slightly older than me, that's a worry. That's a bit of a worry. And I look at Declan. Declan is improving as a player all the time. All the time. Just adding extra layers to his game. He obviously scored a header for England, didn't he? He scored for West Ham this season, but you don't feel started to take free kicks now as well. You certainly feel that next season Declan's going to be scoring, more goals than he certainly has done. His long range of passing's really improved. His left foot passing is really pretty good now as well. His interceptions tackling has always been excellent. He also travels really well with the ball. If he's stuck, if there's no one to pass to, he'll go on a dribble. He'll travel with the ball and eat up acreage across the pitch. He'll gain, in rugby terms, he will gain territory. There's not a lot to dislike about Declan Rice in central midfield. As far as West Ham are concerned, I've said this before, when we played a 3 at the back, when Cresswell plays left-sided centre-half and Cresswell goes forward, Rice drops back naturally in that position. He's also helped out when Cresswell's played left-back. Again, he will drop back and just covers that because obviously he started out as a central defender. He's defensively aware and drops into that position. And you don't ever feel that when the ball is being sort of crossed over or the opposition are attacking, you don't ever feel that there's a central midfielder in there. There's somebody that can defend ably and manfully, certainly. His stock has risen massively in terms of his England profile. He is one of the first names on the team sheet. I said this before. We're going to be covering the Euros quite extensively on Hammer's chat as well. I think he's up there. I think he's up there with Harry Kane. I would have said before Raheem Sterling, but Raheem Sterling can't really get into the Man City team at the moment, can he? But I think there's a number of players. I think it's possibly Pickford. I think it's Kane. I think Maguire is another one. Southgate is prone to swap his fullbacks around. But I think Declan Rice is in there with the names that I'd mentioned. I think he just plays, which raises his profile significantly as well. Then you've also got with Man City this quota of UK-based trained players, which clearly Declan is. And then I start to worry about it. However, there are a couple of things that sway me the other way. Not like that. Firstly, is that I think he's happy here. I think he's happy at West Ham. Well, he clearly is. He clearly is happy at West Ham. You can see it in his demeanour. You can see it how he is on the training pitch and with his teammates. I also think European football. I do think we're going to get European football of some flavour, and that's not a bad step up for Declan. If he's, I mean, look, Champions League would be better. Let's be fair. Man City may well win the Champions League. By the time they bid for him, Man City may well be the champions of Europe. They're definitely playing in the Champions League. That would be a better platform for him. But bearing in mind he's still very, very young, playing in Europe with West Ham is still going to be good. You know, plays every game, highly likely to be captain, with a team that is improving. We're not the West Ham of last year. I've spoken many times of players being attracted to West Ham now across Europe. They'll look at West Ham and think, oh, I know that team. They're a team at the top of the Premier League. They're contesting the European places. That raises the profile of the club. Now, whilst that's true for players coming in, what it also does is for players that are already here and that have a high profile and are bloody excellent, like Declan, it gives them a reason they're not at a relegation club thinking I've got to get out of here. They're thinking actually this club is improving. Everything is improving. There's stability here. And then you add in playing in Europe. Look, whilst it might not keep him here long term, West Ham sporadically qualifying for the Europa League, I think for this season it may well be enough. He might look at it and think, actually, I could probably stay another season. The onus then is on West Ham to give him enough encouragement over that season in the team that he stays another season and hopefully signs a new contract. So the question is for West Ham, can we then improve from where we are now and improve a bit next season? We do that a whole lot better with Declan in the team, but we also do that with investment and we're bringing new players in. It doesn't mean you've got to spend by £100 million players. I'll get to 100 million in just a minute, by the way. As we've seen with Souček and Soufal, it is just about improving individual positions in the team, making that squad a little bit deeper. Now, talking about 100 million, Man City, because that's the price that gets bandied around. And I don't want Declan to go. Not at all. I think he should stay. The scenario I just described is the one I want. But how realistic is it that Man City want him? What would Man City do? Well, they've never spent 100 million. I think their record signing is something like 67 million, which was Diaz. I think they've signed, Rodri cost 60 odd million. I think Sterling was 47 million. Mahrez, 60 million. Look, they're not paupers. They've spent 60 million a number of times. Laporte, 57 million. De Bruyne, 55 million. Look, clearly, they're not skin. But they do tend to buy players around the 50, 60 million pound mark. They need a striker. We know that because they let Aguero go. Erling Haaland. Everybody wants him and Mbappe are the two hot properties, I guess, in striking terms in world football. Young ones, you've got to assume you're not getting Lewandowski. And he's probably not the age profile the Man City want. So we've already seen Man City have already had a smacked bottom for spending money they don't have. Well, they do have it, but they're just not allowed to spend it because of the financial fair play rules. They almost got banned from European competition and from transfers, didn't they, if I remember correctly, relatively recently. So even though they've probably got £1 billion to spend, they can't spend it because the rules restrict them. So are they going to spend 100 million on Declan Rice? I don't think so. Now, I'm not saying West Ham would say 100 million. I think if Man City came in with 90 million, West Ham would probably accept it. But I don't think if Man City came in with 60 million, West Ham would accept it. So, and I don't think they're going to come in with 90 million. I don't think they'll go above what they usually pay. Maybe 68, 70 million, but I still think our owners will say no. You're not doing that. Not just our owners will say no. I think David Moyes will say, no, I can't see the benefit for the team of doing that. I don't think that's enough money for me to replace Declan and improve one position brilliantly. So I think there's that. You've also got the problem that everybody knows, that you've got a sack full of money, basically. So if you want to go and buy Satsuma, the price goes up by 10, 15 million straight away because you're West Ham, and we know you've got that money from Declan Rice. So what do I think Man City might offer if they were to do this? Possibly, and I looked at this. Do you remember we were linked to somebody called Yangel? I won't this time. I got told off. Yangel Herrera. He's at Granada, and he's on loan from Manchester City. Apparently, we were looking at him. Would they do something like that? Would they offer someone like that? Now, I don't think even Yangel Herrera plus 60 million is going to cut it. And I looked through their squad, and I thought there's not an awful lot of players there in their current first team squad. They got lots out on loan that they would. And I know he played a big role the other night because I watched the game in the Champions League. But I do wonder if Man City might be tempted to chuck, I don't know, 60 million and Zinchenko in or something like that just to get the deal done. And I'll tell you why. I think they don't like Zinchenko. They do have other fullbacks there. And also, Man City are very good at buying fullbacks. I think Pep Guardiola likes buying fullbacks more than I like eating pizza. So, do I think they'd be able to go and get another left? Yeah, I think they'd go and, what's his name? Haya. I think they'd go and buy Haya from Valencia or something like that. Maybe he's not even at Valencia. You know what my continental knowledge is like. Not particularly good. But I just think there's probably something that they might be tempted to do. I hope not. I don't think so. But, and why I did that, I'm a little bit worried about how this story very quickly is cropping up absolutely everywhere. And I'm also worried by the fact that they've reached the Champions League final. They're probably going to win it. League, Champions League, champions, they might win the treble. That's if they come in with the money, even for Declan, that's going to be very, very hard to resist.